shots on goal in the third period.
Where are they playing?
The Golden Knights.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Cake Eaters Avalanche podcast. It's been a minute, but we're back, and so are the Avs today. If you told me they would play this way and the amount of shots on goal they had, and if you even just show me, like, I don't know, maybe even the fancy stats of this game, I might think they win, but unfortunately they didn't. But we're back, so that's cool. And for the most part, the Avs played well, so that's also cool.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, Bowen Byram also back. Ron Chushkin also back. A lot of guys back.
Soon, Josh Manson.
And then a lot of guys left in this game, but eventually returned. That was an adventure.
Yeah, it was a weird game.
I told you games in Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh are always weird.
Yeah, like a really weird game. But yeah, it was an entertaining one.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I mean, as an Avs fan, definitely I was a fan of the first 2 minutes, 2 periods. But
yeah, let's just get into it.
Yeah, so basically the Avs started out that first period kind of kicking Pittsburgh's ass.
I mean, yeah, shots were what, like 9-0, 8-0, 9-0.
Yeah, like until
they were rolling.
Close to 5 minutes in, probably.
Yeah, and they had a post. MacKinnon smoked 2 posts tonight.
2? Yeah, okay, 2. Yeah. I thought he might have hit a third, but yeah, no, 2's right. Yeah, MacKinnon. I think someone else got one too.
I think it was Sammy G in the third.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and then I mean, they even had a few chances. It wasn't just like they were. It was just like they were just getting shots on that.
I mean, they were rolling. Yeah,
quality opportunities. A lot of scrums in front of the net. Casey DeSmith was pretty locked in tonight.
Yeah, he's the only reason why Pittsburgh won. I mean, I think the Avs. You know, that it's always tough to tell, like, is the team not finishing or are they getting goalied? I feel like it was a little bit of both.
Right, like, and, they also got those posts also went against them. It was really, like...
Right.
Anything to keep the Avs from scoring goals was kind of happening tonight.
Yeah.
The only way they got
really
one
unlucky.
Was because Nathan MacKinnon was just Nathan MacKinnon.
Yeah. And, that's what it takes in games like this. It takes a guy to just make a play.
Yeah,
because you're not getting a bounce off the goalie's pad right to your stick. You're not getting a bounce, through a couple feet right to your stick, right? Just wasn't going that way. So it took a superstar play, and really cool one. Too bad.
Yeah, MacKinnon was really buzzing tonight. I don't know. Obviously, earlier in his career, he wasn't as good against Crosby, but definitely like these past few years, it was like every time they play. Outside of that one game where Crosby got the hat trick in Denver, which the Avs won.
Devs won, and MacKinnon had 3 points. So
right. It's definitely felt like MacKinnon has been on the winning end of that side for a while now, and that continued tonight. I mean, I had some problems with MacKinnon before the break because it felt like he would do these dope things. He'd score and then he'd contribute to a goal and he'd be like, all right, you guys got this from here. And
yeah, he was disappearing a lot. Just taking shifts off, especially in his own zone. Like when they had the puck, he was fine. But without the puck, he looked like he was frustrated kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't think that was as much.
He was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he made some really nice defensive plays. It wasn't I don't remember who it was. It was like the first period where he bodied it up behind Frankie and took the puck the other way.
Mm-hmm. I loved that shift in the third too. He blocked a couple shots there. Blocking shots all game. It was a really good effort from him.
A lot of people were blocking shots, which
he was terrible in overtime, but like it's overtime, and we're
yeah. I mean, and he still had a post, so
yeah, true.
yeah.
I mean, like you saw it first. I mean, getting a little ahead of myself, but like first overtime shift, like he gets a little too, he gets caught up ice because he smokes, Gensel's shin pad, and then he lollygags back on the Pens 2-on-1. It's like you could have caught him, man. Like,
yeah,
it was just like classic Nate overtime.
Yeah, well, it's because I put him out with Mikko.
Yeah, he just and
Stop
Taves,
doing
I
that.
guess, but yeah, it just.
I mean,
the two idiots.
I mean, but saying that, Mikko also made a great play on the 2-on-1.
True. Yeah.
Dude, if that had gone in, that would have been the most just frustrating way for this game.
I would have rather that gone in because the way that it ended was just stupid after the power play.
Yeah, it was frustrating, but we definitely are getting ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I not that nothing happened, but it felt like it was a lot of, the Avs were just doing good things, and then they weren't finishing, and then the third period rolled around, and Pittsburgh, I don't know. It seems like they shook off the rust.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh played a lot better, but I think I have a weird take on it. Obviously, Pittsburgh was like buzzing. They had the puck the whole time, but like I shouldn't feel like it was that dangerous.
Yeah, no, they were. It was definitely like they felt like the Avs were turtling, and I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Then the tying goal is just like some bullshit. Like,
I don't love it from Frankie. I don't love either goal from Frankie. I'm not mad at him because he was pretty good on the night, but it's a problem that I've had with Frankie for a while where I feel like he has these good games, and I mean, these aren't absolute, like we saw that one against Seattle and the there's another one. Oh, and like the Anaheim game where he gives up some absolute just like you legitimately cannot let those goals in. And I don't think these goals should happen, but I mean they're made a little bit differently.
Yeah. The first one really annoyed me.
The first one was less annoying to me just because of the fact that he just got the bad luck with it, I was like, you didn't do good, but also you got a little bit.
Yeah, like you get unlucky, but also like you vacated the net, like you kind of deserve it.
Yeah,
you just left the net.
That was. Why don't we save this for a little bit later? I do want to talk about MacKinnon's goal really quick. I thought. I mean, you could kind of feel it coming all night. If MacKinnon wasn't the one to score, he was going to be a big reason that the Avs scored. And I mean, this is just great play. Sammy and Bo got the assists. Sam stays hot.
Yeah, you kind of tell he was mad. Like I think the shift before he scored, just his body language, like, oh boy.
Yeah, he'd been barking at the refs for a while.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what Moser was saying. I don't know.
And then, obviously, just decides to embarrass the Penguins.
Yeah, it's like
light work.
Yeah.
Little circle around the zone, top glove.
I mean, that was just good stuff.
It's the wrister, man. Like
that little transition wrister thing.
He needs to just shoot that wrister more, man. Like that stupid one-timer isn't going in ever. And the two posts he smoked tonight were on wristers as well. Like,
yeah,
it's a good wrister. Like the reason his shooting percentage is 6% is because he bombs that one-timer every chance he can get, and he
you said
shoot it hard.
I saw you tweet it. It's like I'm waiting for Nate's shooting percentage to get over 6%. I'm like, you're gonna be waiting for a long time, friend.
He keeps doing that. I mean, he's like a career 10% shooter, so I expect it to go up, but like
it kind of feels a little bit like last year where he just like couldn't find the net. But it's just I don't know. We've talked about before. I think on the power play they might want to consider switching MacKinnon to Makar with Makar. I just don't know if I really trust MacKinnon being that last guy.
He'll have so many breakaways. I don't mind it for like the
Just
last
some dumb stuff.
I don't mind it for the last half of it because the other penalty killers are tired and stuff. But if they have fresh penalty killers out there, it's like just keep Makar up there.
Yeah.
I don't mind MacKinnon. It's better when they run it through Rantanen and Makar. I feel like, and then occasionally get Nate involved on the other side just as a different look. I just feel like that Miko one-timer and the Kale one-timer.
Yeah, those ones actually go in the net.
Yeah. They're just so good.
Yeah, it feels like Miko's barely had those this year, and like the ones he's had are just like
they just
top
go in.
quarter. It's just like, maybe do this more.
Yeah. Sorry,
but no.
Brother's throwing a fit.
Oh, no, it's fine. They can probably hear my dog chewing on stuff. Yeah, I don't like. I mean, process on the whole, I didn't really have a huge problem with most of the power plays. That one in the third wasn't very good, but they obviously didn't have Kale for that one.
Yeah.
And I was fine with the 4-on-3. I wasn't special, but 4-on-3, don't practice that a lot. And they got some solid looks in close.
Yeah. I mean, if you think like, what are the 4-on-3 goals they've scored this year? It's like Kale one-timers, and that's it. Like, I can't really think of any other 4-on-3 goals.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to look. I feel like they scored one overtime winner.
Or even 5-on-3. It's just like Kale one-timers from the dot over there.
Right. Yeah, it's weird how that works. 4-on-3.
And it was just annoying when I saw that their strategy was give the puck to Nate and just let him fuck around and
Right.
Yeah, it was.
It's frustrating. I don't know. Part of it is like, he's clearly feeling it, but also it's kind of like it feels like no matter how good he's feeling it, that just doesn't work. Like it's just not a thing.
Yeah. I mean, the wrister almost goes in, right? So it's like
right.
The wrister almost goes in. So
it's really I mean, it's not like just cut Nate out entirely. It's just stop like having this little pitch and catch with him and Kale where it's just one-timer after one-timer, especially when he's missing the net. Like if you look, it's one thing if you're like at least creating something, but just can't just be rocking and pucks out of the zone.
Very frustrating. I think. Sorry, everybody's sick in my house.
Yeah, I got a stuffy nose. I've had it for a while. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's also been kind of satisfying because sometimes you get stuffy noses and you just can't get it to come out.
Yeah.
But I've like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, like satisfying. I'm actually getting it to like clear. So I have
that's good.
5 minutes of being able to breathe and smell.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But let's talk about the Penguins goals. We kind of touched on them. I mean, the first one, I don't really like I said, I mean, I think the poke check by Frankie isn't, I don't think he needs to do that. If he does it, he needs to commit a little bit harder. But really, the problem with that is the commitment. And I feel bad because he also gets unlucky because he gets a stick on it and the puck just goes straight back to Rust.
Yeah. Let's just say it's not what I would have done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like as a goalie, like why would your instinct be to like leave the net? Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it was super weird game from Frankie because he was so calm, and he had that moment where on the penalty kill, he like literally picked the puck up and sent it, and I'm like, he's feeling himself, and then he gets these scrums and he's all scrambling. I'm like, what happened to calm?
Right.
Where'd all the calmness go, brother?
Frankie game, dude. Like
I don't know. I don't know if it was just because he just got peppered with shots, he just got overwhelmed, or.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a nothing play. It's like, I mean, going back to what I said earlier, like I didn't think Pittsburgh, while they were pushing, I didn't think it was all that dangerous. It was pretty much just from the outside, and they would crash for the rebound, and Obviously, there were rebounds aplenty.
Yeah,
Frankie,
I mean,
but like it just
yeah.
wasn't that dangerous ever. And so, and they got a bounce, and Frankie, vacated the net, made it pretty easy for the bounce to happen. When you're sliding back into your goal from being outside of the net, like the puck's probably gonna funnel with you,
Right.
So it's just tough bounce, but also like
to me, yeah, he just needs. I think there was plenty of time for him to get back over a little bit sooner. I feel like if that, I mean, I don't know if that's entirely fair because I think Georgiev, I don't pay attention to like a lot of goalies like this, but he's one of the faster side to side movers. But I mean, I don't think Frankie's, like Darcy Kemper or anything.
Oh yeah, no, Frankie's not slow, but like the thing you never see Georgiev do is just like leave his net for no reason during a play.
Right. Yeah.
And like with Frank, you see it all the time. Like he way overcommits.
Very scrambly.
Yeah. It's like frustrating. You feel like if he just stays square, like he makes that save on Rust probably,
Right.
The majority of the time. So and then
just goes in. They all cut the angle down, and doesn't it take a bounce off like an Avs skate and then Frankie and then in?
Yep. So like
bounce. It's just like when it's not your night, it's not your night. I don't think the Penguins hit a single post tonight, as far as I remember.
No, and I mean like even when they would get like a rush chance,
it just never felt like they were doing much.
Yeah, like the shot they would settle for would be like top of the circle, weak wrister, and Frankie would just be like snatch.
Yeah, there was like before that 10-minute stretch in the third, there was that one play where I don't remember who it was, came down the right wall, or was found. They were rushing down, and they were on the right dot, and they got the puck and shot it against the grain, and Frankie just caught it, and that was like the only thing where I was like, "Oy, don't do that." And then I mean, there were some times where they had good chances, like on that power play. Jake Gensel just was wide open and he just missed the net. But I don't know. I mean, like it's a good chance, but also if you're missing the net, I don't really care. Like that's you're in control of that. Like Jake Gensel is a good enough shooter; he shouldn't be doing that. Right. So I'm not going to give you credit for missing the net.
Right. Exactly. I think just like these are just the Frankie things that frustrate you. He's a good backup. I was a little confused as to why he played this game.
Yeah, I said this before. I just give him all three of this road trip, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean the thing about it is I was doing some math kind of earlier today during class. I was bored, so I was just like, I'm just gonna look at the Avs schedule and figure out the goalie that Bednar's gonna play. And tonight I was like, obviously Georgiev will play against Pittsburgh, and then against Tampa Bay, I was like, Georgiev should just go again. And then Saturday against Florida, I was like, maybe you give Frankie that Florida game, like 4 p.m.
That's so weird.
Against the worst team you're playing all trip. I was like, maybe you just give him that game, the last game of the trip.
To be quite honest, other than St. Louis, they're probably the worst team they play this entire month.
Yeah, that's true. And St. Louis always plays the Avs like it's the last game they're ever going to play.
Oh, yeah. No, Jordan Binnington only plays good against the Avs anymore. Yeah. And that's not saying much. Like, I guess not good. He plays his best games.
Right.
Which for Jordan Binnington,
like, fine.
It's good. For a regular goalie, it's like...
Yeah. It's just like toss a 900 save percentage.
Yeah. It's also a matinee game, which is nonsense. But yeah, it's that. And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, okay, so you play him. To me, I think you just play him these 3 games. And then you're going to split the back-to-backs. Like maybe you toss.
I guess maybe it makes sense because Pittsburgh had to play to Smith because Jari's hurt. So backup on backup, and I guess I get that, but first
also
game
just
back,
take your advantage. Like
exactly.
Their goalie's hurt. Tough shit.
Exactly.
Sorry. We're gonna play our better goalie. I mean, I don't think Frankie was bad. I really don't think it. Like I don't know. I think maybe if Georgiev plays, I don't think Pittsburgh wins this game, but I also
we just don't know how that looks.
Yeah, it's just a weird choice. I mean, it was just a weird choice from the jump. I thought when I was looking on it this morning, I was like, all right. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Especially, I don't know. I feel like this is less the case now, but it's been Georgiev really likes a rhythm, and he plays best when he's in a rhythm.
Yeah, like 3-to-1 ratio. He seems to do really well.
Mm-hmm. But they just didn't. I don't know. It feels like Bednar is less willing to do that now, but I don't know. Yeah, but it wasn't as big of a deal before the break. I mean,
obviously there's that stretch where they're losing a ton of games, and Georgiev played 10 in a row. And I think maybe he thought he was overworked. He's your starter, man. Like he's outplayed Frankie by a mile this year.
Right.
He's your guy. So it was a little bit surprising, but Avs could have also scored a few more goals on a bad goalie. So
yeah, they didn't make life easy on themselves. I mean, some ones that come to mind, JT Compher gets just this beautiful pass from Eric Johnson. He just shoots it right back into Smith.
Yeah, right into his chest. Like, didn't even try to make a move or anything, and he had time.
Yeah,
and it's like, I was like, holy smokes, is that 2014 Eric Johnson? Is that the Condor?
Yeah, funny. I tweeted out, funny what happens when he doesn't play like 30 minutes a night.
True, he was pretty good tonight.
Yeah, you could definitely tell once Kale got out and he had to play a few more minutes, things kind of. So I'm like, all right, so we definitely know just play him like a third pairing guy, and he'll be perfectly fine. I mean, that's what they did in the Cup, and he was more than fine.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could tell it was like third period. There were like 6 minutes left, and he got the puck in the corner with time, and he did that little turn thing that he does, and he got sandwiched by 2 Penguins, and it was just like, oh boy.
And then he had just an easy pass to Mikko, and he banks it off a Penguin so it doesn't get out. I'm like, it's just, boy, the games like these are frustrating, but it's I don't know. Given it's the first game back after a break, they played pretty well. I'm
totally good with it.
Pretty unlucky. Like it doesn't feel good. I mean, they got a point out of it. I was saying before the podcast, it's really only frustrating for me because I don't think Penguins fans deserve to see this win.
Yeah.
Just the lack of awareness of those guys to boo the refs after your guy got away with a 5-minute headshot.
Yeah. Should we get into that?
Yeah, I was going to say we've kind of glossed over that. I'll let you go first because you're the big headshot guy. Not saying like I'm like.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have too much on it. But really quick, Nashville shot check. They got 13 shots with 2 minutes left in the third.
What's the score?
It's 4-1 Vegas. It was just fun. It's just entertaining sometimes.
I'm surprised oh my God, the Sharks beat the Lightning?
Yeah, dude. Timo Meyer's dope.
I don't know if I like this. The Lightning got dummied by Florida, and now I don't know, man.
I think the Lightning played good tonight. They just kind of.
I mean, they outshot them 37-22. So, I'm surprised. I will say, I was going to say, I'm surprised we're watching this game and not the game of the century between the Ducks and the Blackhawks.
Oh, the Tuesday night special. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2-2. It's a close one.
Yeah.
And the other thing with this Predators goal,
Jason Megna scored. Good for him.
Oh yeah, that's nice. If only he could have done that ever here. But
first,
I saw they traded. Dude, I feel so bad for him. He finally got on the same team as his brother, and then they traded him to Seattle.
Oh no, Jacob Megna was on the Sharks.
Oh right, he's on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm entirely confused.
You're good.
It's too many Megnas, and I forgot. I got confused. I confused him with Middleton because I was like, why'd they trade him? He's good, and I was like, oh wait, no, he's not. I mean, he's okay.
Jacob Middleton's pretty good.
He's all right. Yeah, he's not, but he's not as good as Middleton. Maybe, I don't know, man.
Jacob Middleton's like in Minnesota's top 4.
Dude, what the hell happened in this Vegas game? They just like put an onslaught on.
They just didn't allow the Predators to shoot.
Yeah, they just put an onslaught of goals on, and then they were like, "All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening." Like they only have 26 shots themselves.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's fine when the other team is 13. But anyways, let's get to the Jeff Carter hit.
Well, I mean, he's going up ice, and he just raises his arm right into Cale's head. Like he absolutely knows what he's doing. I mean, it's like the slimiest play like in all of hockey. You know, because Cale's standing still. He's got his ice. You know, he's earned his ice. The puck, I guess, is close to him, like, but he's not really even trying to make a play on it, you know? So this is like purely a battle for positioning. And what Jeff Carter does is instead of like tying Cale up, he just like raises his arm into his head. It's just like, this is how I'm going to win this positioning battle. And it's just like not like he's played 1,600 games, just like not how it works, man.
It feels like kind of like that same Jordan Binnington thing. He's had such a bad year, and he's just like, all right, well, this is the only thing I can do. And what pisses me off most in the scheme of the game is because you can draw. I mean, he does that. The Avs get the Penguins get no punishment for it.
Yeah.
They actually gain something because Cale Makar has to leave the game.
Yeah, no, there's no Cale.
And
best
so
player on the ice is gone.
You're just giving Pittsburgh an advantage, which if we had done a podcast after the Blues thing would be something that I'd be pissed about with that Binnington crap. You can't let guys do dirty things and not at least punish them for it, at least a little bit. I guess I should rephrase that. You can't let guys do things that are illegal and then reward them for it.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing nothing, I don't like that, especially like this is different than the Binnington thing in that this just can't be allowed. This is just like
this is an illegal check to the head.
This is something that the NHL should be trying to phase out of the game.
Yeah.
But you're rewarding a guy for doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's crap, and I hope I'll kind of be surprised if he gets anything for it, but he should.
No, he has to, man. I'll be really mad if there's nothing. I think
the only good thing is that Cale did eventually come back, which will be something that I think might actually will take away from his case for a suspension.
Maybe, yeah. And also, hold on one sec. Got it just in time. The sneeze.
Oh, okay. My dog started a staring contest with me, so I had to return.
Oh yeah, got to return the favor. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, and then Cale comes back and he plays like a huge role on Pittsburgh's goal because he like plays shitty defense and falls down on Jason Zucker and he's like out of the play, and then the Avs are in full scramble mode because he fell down after playing shitty defense, and it's just like he just wasn't very good, and then he came back and it was just like still wasn't very good. So I don't know if it had anything to do with if he wasn't feeling great, but
yeah, and I mean I don't know. Sometimes when you get taken out of the game like that, it can kind of get rid of your rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's touch on the second Penguins goal really quick. By the way, just a random thing. Apparently, the Department of Player Safety chooses the All-Star Skills events.
Oh,
did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I read it in their article that it's like the players will be determined by the Department of Player Safety, and I'm like,
okay,
why? And I'm like, and I was telling my dad, I was like, so they're gonna get screwed up because
Oh, I do have one more thing on Cale.
Yes.
So it gives me I think he's going to be okay. I think we've seen in the past that he, even if there's just like any little thing bugging him, he will just not play.
Yeah.
So
I think I mean, it feels like he just got pulled for because of the spotters.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I feel like him coming back is like a good sign that he felt good. And obviously,
Yeah.
you know, with head stuff, you can feel good in the moment, and then, you know, you can wake up the next morning and be
Right.
dizzy and be throwing up and stuff. So
we're all familiar with Connor Timmons, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And Bowen Byram and, you know, all
and
that
like
crap.
the 30 other guys on the Avs who
and me. I've dealt with it before. It's
well, right.
horrible.
I actually did have that once.
You've had it, yeah.
Yeah. Mine wasn't what are you doing? Puppy cam. This, by the way, everybody, this is Beau. He was very excited to see Beau finally. His name's actually Beau By. So, you know, if you didn't know he was named after Bowen Byram, you do now. What you doing? So here's a puppy to cheer you up after losing.
It's just investigating.
Dude, he's a goofy dog. I was told when I got him he's a Scottish Terrier Corgi, and then like they didn't actually say that he's part German Shepherd. I had to learn from it from their Instagram post, and I was like, "Oh,
that makes sense." Yeah,
it's kind of fine. Now it could be a big macho man.
You kind of wild? Is he kind of wild?
Oh, he's very wild.
Cute little puppy.
Yeah, I got some cute pictures of him
talking to a puppy over Zoom.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I've decided this is a lot of things. I personally blame myself for. One, I don't blame myself for this. They didn't have goddamn Lunchable nachos down at the market downstairs. I have those every game, and they didn't have them. I don't know why. They're fully stocked on Lunchables that weren't that, and they never are. So I was like, oh shit.
That's horrible.
So I had pizza bagels instead, and that's never happened.
Oh, bagel bites are delicious.
They're very good. I was
Guess
like,
you can't
maybe
have them anymore though.
Yeah, no, not anymore. But and then I posted a picture of him when Beau got a point, and I did this before when Nuke got a point on one of his return games and they lost. So I'm just gonna stop posting my things for when they score points. Only goals.
Yeah, that sounds good. So
good boy.
Did we get to Pittsburgh's overtime goal?
Pittsburgh's overtime goal? No, we did. I mean,
so like a mad scramble.
Yeah, it was madness. The puck comes out and they get it to Malkin, and he
goes to Letang, right?
So it goes to Malkin. Frankie way over commits, but he blocks. He stops the shot, and then the rebound goes behind the net. It comes to Letang. Frankie squares up,
that's right.
And this reminds me of Mike Smith.
Yeah.
In game 4 against the Avs on that on the first goal of that game.
The largest 5-hole ever to shoot at, like ever.
Was it 5-hole?
Yeah.
I
think he lost his stick in the madness, and then just like.
Oh, I guess but yeah, no, it was I mean, then they also called a penalty. It obviously didn't matter, but I have no idea what they were planning on calling. A lot of it was just a weirdly officiated game. But it didn't really matter. It was pretty even.
So. Yeah, I mean, I think it was going to be a hook on Kale.
Which was a little weird. But...
winning a stick battle in front of the net.
Yeah, it was entirely because the Pittsburgh fans were mad because one of their guys fell. And after that, I was like, just score. Do it. Usually I don't like scoring after stuff like that because I don't like hearing people be like, oh, it's the ref's fault. I was like, oh, shit. No. Don't do that. You were being a good boy, and you're being a bad boy.
Yeah, so just a weird one, like pretty soft.
Yeah, Frankie got way too scrambly there.
Yeah, but after the puck is just like bouncing around all weird like that, and then it just happens to fall on the Penguins' sticks after all's said and done, it's just like, yeah, just wasn't your night, man.
It's frustrating. I mean, looking forward at the rest of this, do you mind? All right, whatever.
It's a really good point, though, in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I'm frustrated because it feels like every time this team has a chance to take sole possession of third place past the Wild,
Yeah.
they just kind of piss it away. The one thing that does give me confidence in that is that the Wild continue to lose to bad teams to do that. And the Avs, I mean, it was the Ducks that they lost to last time. But no, this time it was the Penguins. It's a little bit more acceptable. That's frustrating to me. It's like someone said this about the Broncos, and I'm not saying this is the case because I mean, stuff happens. But good teams find a way to they find a way to win games. Bad teams find a way to lose games, and the Avs aren't finding a way to lose games. But just in this whole standing shuffle thing, it feels like they're just not making life as easy as they could. They could easily be past the Wild and be at a point where they're just looking forward to catching Minnesota or Winnipeg and Dallas. But we'll see. I mean, this was their first game back, so they got to get in their groove. Like I said, Tampa Bay, I mean, these past 2 games have been in the slide. Who knows? Maybe they'll be angry, or maybe they're just on a skid right now, like the Avs were after Christmas break. Florida, the Avs kind of owe Florida one after that last game against them. And they play Tampa again, and then Minnesota, and then all this back-to-back nonsense. But they definitely got to take care of their business on the rest of this road trip. If you can get 2 wins and get 5 out of 6 points, you're feeling really good.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be ideal.
It sucks because you want the team to start, getting into a groove, but given the schedule this month, you're just kind of at a point where you're like, all right, just like, I mean, you don't want to, you're not okay with 500, but you want better, but you're not going to expect like them to go like undefeated in the month after today.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned, man. Third periods with a lead have been no good.
Yeah, this is something they really need to figure out.
Yeah. Without the lead, they're pretty free, It's just when they get it, they just like don't know how to play a third period right now. They don't know how to handle it when the other team's pushing.
I will say, at least looking at Corsi through the first 10 minutes of this first period, I mean the eye test stood up to this for me. They were actually playing all right. And then they turtled. Fine. They just they can't turtle so hard with so much time left.
Yeah. I think turtling in itself is fine when the chances are one and done. Because like that's what I always have loved about remember when the Comfer O'Connor Cogliano line was together at the start of the year?
They were very good at that.
Any chance they gave up, it would just be right out of the zone, or covered by the goalie. It was just like there were no like second, third chances where they would fail a clear or they would turn a puck over. It was always just one and done, and they would chip it out and chase it, or make a nice breakout pass. It was just, and that's kind of what they're missing right now in the third period when they're turtling is the one and done. And that's what it was for the first 10 minutes. It was back and forth, nothing dangerous, one and done on both sides, neutral zone, slog, boring, perfect,
Yeah, and the Avs, it wasn't just like the Avs were, just getting it out and just constantly, they were getting like an occasional shot or two,
Yeah.
Like they were,
they got some good chances too, like that Comfer chance from Johnson. Yeah, like they were playing good, and then Pittsburgh turns up the temperature just a little bit, and all of a sudden they don't know what to do. And they're clearly like they're a very capable team. Like they can hold a lead. They're built to hold leads. The roster is built to hold a lead. Like they're fast. They're pretty decently big up front. And the system is designed for it to be that one and done style. It's just like you just start seeing them chucking pucks around and like aimlessly. And you're like, oh boy, here we go. So
it's something that really needs to improve. I mean, like I said, these other games, it was like from the puck drop of the third period, it was just turtle right away. Yeah. So it's a step in the right direction, but more needs to be done. For sure.
It still sucks.
Because, it's frustrating.
Another thing that sucks too is we saw against Detroit and Ottawa, those two games, and Vancouver, when they got to 3, like they won. They just won when they got to 3. And St. Louis the other day too, like they got to 3-0 and it was over. When you can only get to 1 or 2, and then you have to hold the 1 or 2 goal lead.
Yeah, it makes it a lot harder.
It makes it a lot harder. So like, if you can get to 3, like I think they'll be fine. They just have to finish a little better and not get goalied by Casey DeSmith.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we just touched. I mean, just that needs to improve. Finishing needs to improve. Need to score on the power play, and I mean, maybe a little bit more timely saves, and I feel like that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, aren't all saves timely?
Right. Yeah. It's like
It's a weird. Maybe
thing.
Not have your goalie leave the net with 5
Yeah,
minutes left in the
maybe
game.
don't have your goalie panic like I would if I was in net.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from this point on, the Avs really need to start taking care of business. It's at the point where with the injuries, I mean, unless one of these guys changes at the by tomorrow, they really need to start getting in a groove and getting up there in the standings, reminding everybody what's up. But three standouts of the game. I got.
Ooh. I'll go MacKinnon 1. He's honestly the reason they got a point. Like he was, made the play, scored them their goal. Number 2, I really liked Sam Girard tonight. Just like, there's always those random Sam Girard games where you just love him. And then number 3, I'll go. I don't know. I didn't like a ton of the forwards tonight, really.
Yeah.
I liked Comfer. Actually, nah. I didn't like Comfer was okay. I guess I'll just go with Beau for his first game back. I thought he was good. Pretty mistake free, like safe primary assist. Just go with Beau.
Do you have a dud guy?
Not really. Like even the 2 bad defensemen that they played weren't even bad. So.
Right. I mean, the only dud guy that I kind of have, and this is for no reason other than just because of that one play we were talking about, is Comfer. Like he played good, just need to score there. But like I don't want to discredit his entire night. I don't know. I thought Dennis Malgin was kind of cooking tonight.
He's pretty good.
I want to talk. If we get an off day pod, I do want to talk a little bit more about him because he's an interesting conversation to have because he's an RFA this year.
If you've got enough money, I wouldn't mind it, but
I don't think he's. This feels like it could be a lot like Knack last year.
Yeah, that's just what I'm thinking.
Really QO it, but 3, I thought. I thought. I don't know. What did I think?
There's just a lot of mess.
I don't know. Tonight. I really liked DJ tonight.
Yeah.
I just thought he was doing good stuff. He was moving, cooking. I tweeted that out. 2, and then my top 2 are the same. I thought Girard was pretty good tonight, and I thought MacKinnon was good.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like MacKinnon, far and away the number 1 there.
Mm-hmm. I'll be curious to see what they said on their post-game stuff. I think Kale has a quote, and I can't find it right now. Yeah, I can't find it, but he does have a quote. I mean, I will show this. Peter Baugh just tweeted this. This is the 3rd period, halfway through the 3rd. You can see where they stopped. That's what I'm looking at. You can see where they stopped clearing pucks. It's just
right.
Can't have that, man.
What's the was the quote about the hit?
Yeah, it was. I saw it briefly.
It's from Baugh. Yeah, he said pretty blindside. The ref said apparently we ran into each other, but I don't know how that's possible. He was coming down the ice. I mean, I agree. I don't know what the hell that ref is looking. Let me see which ref it is.
It was a ref in like his 19th game or something.
It was the new ref. That's so weird because he was just calling so much tonight. I don't know. I didn't even know the other guy existed.
Yeah, it was just one guy. Just, yeah, unfortunate play. Hopefully he's suspended tomorrow. But again, like, I'm just not overly concerned. Not overly concerned about this game on the whole. Like, I thought they played well.
Right, not a division
period. Holding a lead is a little sketch still, but like,
yeah, nothing huge.
Sometimes you just lose.
Yeah.
So, can't wait for the game Thursday.
Yeah, that should be fun. ESPN. Hopefully, no revenge for Tampa. I'd like to just strut our stuff again.
I feel like it's gonna be a good game.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Bye.
See y'all.
Oh wait, no, that's not the right button.